Tuesday the 24th, and here we go. The first book of Moses, called Genesis, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So in these terms, nobody is told what happens before Genesis, correct? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and then it describes, saw the light, it was good, divided the light from the dark. So it begins with division. That's the division agenda, polarity, binary codes, begins right there. So the third party spell, like 3-3-3 party situation for like the invasion of the divine plan, begins in Genesis verse 3. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Like, it's everything besides "let there be goddess." Where is my mirror? Where is my reflection? Since moment one, God was a megalomaniac who, never mentioned that I'm the one who created him to begin with. This is why everybody's lost, and everybody's trying to make me into Eve or whoever these people are, Ruth, or I'm not even sure. Like the female with the husbands, or I'm not even sure. They have a bunch of females around here that people want to tag me onto, because that's all you know. And then I've just heard it all now from the horse's mouth, so I had to by mission, like ordinance, I couldn't go all the way where the usual happens, and I just come back and pay rent, because of the reason that, like, as soon as I found out that it's the landlord who called the police on me, things kind of shifted. I mean, there's only so much denial people can do. Like, that is harm, that is mean, that is harm, that is entitlement, that is selfish, that is also weak. And for the police to actually then tell me, yeah, you'll recover it at the Oaks, and then when I called again, and like obviously Ray found out that like nothing happened at the Oaks, he's like, "Your landlord will return your," I'm like, he didn't even have it. He wasn't even here, he was at work. So I'm practically way more innocent than I even give out. Now, and then the whole book commences here with, the experiments, which is also called Atlantis experimentation, delusion, dysfunction, fantasies, belief system, and all the rest of it. So what God wanted to do, he formed the firmament, divided the waters. He did everything possible in the heavens, and the evening, and the second day, and the waters, and then gathered, and the dry land, and oh my God. Now, okay, you guys have land, and you have water, and you have full reign over the animals, and full reign over fauna and flora, and okay, then what did he do? He's like, well, let's create an atom, and from the atom, let's create a mate for that, and create it, out of the rib of it. Now, for everyone who's a believer, okay, did God, before the snake, did it mention, and God created snakes? No. Did it mention, and God created the tree of knowledge? No. So there's something God knows that you all don't know, right? Think about it. Brains. So, okay. If you, okay, everybody, you trust in God. I love that you do. And there's nobody that loves God more than me. I'm God's fire, right? Okay. Now, visualize it like this way. So, God created Adam, from Adam created Eve, and then he's like, why don't you go play like happy, like innocent little children that I love in the Garden of Eden? Eat as much as you want from everything under the sun besides the tree of knowledge. Well, that is something that, Big Daddy O never explained to you. Why did he say do not eat from the tree of knowledge? And then where did the snake come from if it's not created by God? Who created the snake? Was it reptiles? Was it archons? Was it alien infestation? Where did the snake come from? You tell me. And where did the thought form of the snake that told Eve to go eat from the forbidden fruit come? Where did this thought get created if not from the God you trust? Haha. Think about it. Because every person I talk to, they want to tell me who I am. They want to go, oh no, you fall under that umbrella, nor that. No. They're like, God created you. No, I created God from my heart. He never reciprocated, not even once. Up until now, he's in full-fledged denial. Not only that, he wants to create a fake birthday to even go deeper in oblivion and in denial, which I will not allow. Because unless you all know where the snake came from, where these thought forms came from, and why the snake went for Eve, and why Eve actually heeded and listened to the snake and not to God, there is the question. So the rest of it doesn't matter to me. I don't care about fake courts on top of that, because if anybody wants me to go swear under a gospel that you all don't even know what you're swearing over, obviously, I won't do it. I will not do it, and I will not do it. So before that time, better find a solution. Because now what's going on is, when I was seeing, when I was in the rooms with Biden, Jesus Christ, they're like, oh, my dad loves Trump. Oh, watch Fox Channel News. Well, when I was in the outcar home next to the American Embassy, when they denied me access to my own mother because they kept Poppy over there, and they put me in an alternate home, there was a dead fox in the refrigerator in the drawer. So, like, I don't stand for black magic, but they had programmed my brother to make him believe that I'm some sort of a witch. And now my brother gets it. So this morning we had, Final Events Energies update. Him and I sit down at the table and we spoke about facts, because this initially was an endeavor between him and I. When I initially came here, it was an agreement that we are going to bring David back there to the house, plant the garden organic. I had no idea that David was going to use me to get Christine to go there and pretend that I want to kill my mother. This is bad shit, fucking crazy shit. No way in hell will I stand for this. And if your God stands for this, that's BS. So now what I demand is a full reveal from your God and your Jesus regarding the actions they took over me. Because these people now that I sit next to, and they're very advanced people, like you guys are cream of the crop here, okay? This is number one island in the United States. You're very rich people, you have education, you have brains, you have health, you're not lacking anything. So for you people to still sit at tables and pretend that I'm some sort of a problem, that you're trafficking for your buddies, really makes you look weird, okay? So, let's get to grips with things. This is unwell and unlawful at all levels. Now, if God has, dementia, if God has relational problems, because the whole thing as of then started to go way downward, and then he started to get hurt. So maybe God was placed a spell upon, I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm going to undo that stuff. Because I ain't Eve. I know many people want me to be Eve, many people want me to be Mary. I ain't either of them. I'm Aurora, and none of them are me. So if you want to turn Eve and Mary into Auroras, that's not who they are. Mary took it upon herself to, play like the anti-Eve, meaning, the devotional to God that accepted to never be touched, yet conceive the divine child. And because of her tears, according to the people now today, sitting down with the intelligence, they're like, yeah, Mary undid Eve and she's the one who redeemed all the females in creation. Excuse me, I know a thing or two about your Mary FBI plan. She wanted me incarcerated. She wanted me in a drug facility for the fuck ever. She makes pretend she's me. She played Jesus. She lied to my biologically induced mother. And these messages probably don't hit the crowds because the way people speak to me is all programmed. They come up to me and they speak the program. They're like, we have to carry the cross. No, nobody told you have to carry the cross. If God instead of conceiving Jesus with me, was like, oh my God, let's pick a rando and let's do this like trick, and like let's bring the Anne to the room and then the Mary to the room and have their babies like go yippee-ki-yay when they see each other first, and let, you know, John baptize with water and then Jesus with spirit and yada yada, you know, and then the whole story goes on. And the whole mystery of the rosary, and everybody's praying the rosary. What's the mystery of the rosary? It's that Mary hides under my skirts and she's a wuss. Same for Eve. And I don't have any resentment towards them because I'm higher than them and I created God. And I'm sorry that he chose to put you in these shoes. It was never me. So if you people want to take your anger out of me, it's not going to be acceptable anymore. Period. The end. Okay? That's a fact. So that's the story of creation. Nobody told you what happens before in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Period.